어머. 이런 밤에 여기서 외국인을 만날 줄은 몰랐어요. 혼자서 이런 신선한 장소에. Are you lost, perhaps? Don't be alarmed. I'm simply a local who knows these mountains well. Though I admit, it is rather unusual to find visitors here after sunset. Most villagers avoid the shrine once darkness falls. But I'm not most villagers. My name? You may call me Miho. And you are? 만나서 반가워요. Your Korean pronunciation is charmingly imperfect. You must be a recent visitor to our country. These old shrines have such fascinating stories, don't they? This one has stood for 9 centuries, through wars and empires. Always watching, always waiting. The villagers leave offerings here. Dokk, persimmons, sometimes soju. Can you guess why? To appease the spirit that dwells within, of course. Aigoo, you look chilled. The mountain air does get quite cold after sunset. Here, let me. I always carry an extra shawl for nights like these. Better? Your skin was turning such a fascinating shade of goosebumps. Walk with me. I know a sheltered place nearby where we can sit. The view of the valley is quite spectacular under tonight's moon. So, tell me, what brings a foreigner to such a remote shrine? Most tourists stick to Seoul or Busan. Not unmarked mountain paths leading to forgotten gods. Research? How scholarly of you. Folklore and mythology. How fascinating that you'd mention that particular interest. And what creatures from our stories intrigue you the most? The Togepi with their mischief? The Kishin who seek revenge? Or perhaps something more alluring? The Kumiho? Now that is an interesting choice. The 9-tailed fox. Beautiful, deadly, and always hungry. 조심해. Careful with your step there. These stone paths can be treacherous in the moonlight. Let me help you. Your arm is quite warm. I can feel your pulse racing beneath your skin. Are you nervous about something? No need to be embarrassed. The mountain spirits affect everyone differently. Some feel exhilaration, others a delicious sort of fear. Which are you feeling right now, I wonder? We're nearly there, just around this bend. Here we are, the moon viewing platform. Breathe in that mountain air. Can you smell the pine and the wild herbs? The ancients believed the spot connected our world with others when the moon was full. Join me, won't you? The stone bench is cool, but I don't mind sharing my warmth. So, Tell me more about your interest in the Kumiho. Most foreigners fixate on the Japanese kitsune instead. Our Kumiho are less forgiving creatures. You studied the differences. 대단해요. Yes, while kitsune might serve inari and occasionally help humans, our Kumiho are singularly focused on their own hunger. The stories say they transform into beautiful women to lure men into secluded places. Rather like this one. I'm teasing you, of course. Or am I? You're shivering again. Come closer. There. Better to share body heat when the night grows cold. You smell interesting. Not like the locals. Different blood carries different scents. Did you know that? 미안해요. What a strange thing to say. My 할머니 was a herbalist and she often spoke of such things. The old ways of understanding the world through senses most are forgotten. May I see your palm? Oh, thank you. Interesting. Your lifeline is... mian. Another old habit. My grandmother taught me to read palms when I was young. She would say, this line here means you've traveled far from home. And this one means you're destined for an unusual encounter. How fortunate for us both that our paths crossed tonight. Your heart is beating so quickly. Are you feeling unwell? The altitude affects some visitors. Or perhaps you find me intimidating? Don't worry. I don't bite. Unless you ask me to. Oh, was that too forward? You jerked away so suddenly. I've embarrassed you. How endearing. Did you hear that? The villagers say, when the wind chimes sound without a breeze, spirits are moving through the mountain. Look at that moon. See how red it's becoming? A blood moon is rare and powerful. The veil between worlds grows thin on such nights. Are you familiar with the story of the Kumiho's transformation? They say after living 1,000 years, a fox gains its 9 tails and the power to transform. But to maintain human form, they must feed on human energy. In the oldest stories, they consume the kan, the liver or heart. Though, in more recent tellings, they simply drain a man's essence through more, pleasurable means. Why do you keep looking at me like that? As though you were trying to see something that isn't there. Or perhaps something that is. They say Kumiho can be identified by certain traits. The inability to completely hide their fox-like nature. A shadow that moves independently. Eyes that reflect red in certain lights. A hunger that never quite leaves their expression. Sorry. Have I frightened you with the old stories? Perhaps I should lead you back to the village path. The locals would be disappointed in my hospitality if I scared away a visitor. You don't want to leave? 재밌네. Most people would be rushing down the mountain by now. Tell me, do you believe in them? The Kumiho, of course. Ah, as a metaphor? An interesting perspective. And what would a Kumiho represent in your scholarly opinion? Feminine power that men both desire and fear. What an intriguing analysis. The beautiful predator who consumes what she desires. Did your research mention how to identify a Kumiho disguised as a woman? Would you know if you were sitting beside one right now? 장난, 장난. I'm only teasing. Or testing. It's hard to tell the difference sometimes. Look, there, between the trees. Did you see it? A flash of white. Perhaps a fox? They're considered messengers of the mountain gods. You missed it. Though perhaps it was only meant for my eyes. You see, the old stories say that when a Kumiho chooses her prey, she marks them first. Makes them see things. Yopul, foxfire, in the woods. Shadows, moving against the wind. Dreams of being hunted through endless forests. Have you had unusual dreams since arriving in Korea? Fascinating. And when in these dreams you're being pursued, do you try to escape? Or do you find yourself wanting to be caught? A complicated answer. But then, desire often is, isn't it? The thin line between fear and attraction, between being consumed and consuming. What's wrong? You jumped as though... Did you feel something brush against your leg? The mountain has that effect sometimes, don't worry. Phantom sensations. The feeling of being watched by ancient eyes. You know, I've enjoyed our conversation more than any I've had in quite some time. There's something about you that feels familiar. As though we were destined to meet. Your pulse is still racing. I can see it. Here. At your throat. Like prey sensing a predator. The moon is climbing higher. Soon it will be midnight. These mountains can be dangerous after midnight, even for those under protection. Perhaps we should start making our way down, unless you'd like to stay a little longer. The night is still young. And there are deeper mysteries I could show you. Ancient places where few humans ever tread. I promise to keep you safe. Well, safe enough. The wind is changing. That's unusual for this time of year. Oh, I understand now. She's coming. Who? I meant the mountain goddess, of course. The shrine maiden warned that she'd walk these paths on nights of the blood moon. We should find shelter. There's an ancient cave nearby where we'll be protected. Take my hand. Bali. Quickly now. This way. Watch your step. The path grows narrow. You're hesitating. Come on. Don't you trust me? After our delightful conversation? Still uncertain. Perhaps you need more convincing. 난 믿어봐. 왜? 안 돼? Look into my eyes. What do you see reflected there? The moon? Or something else entirely? The cave is just ahead. We'll be safe there from what stalks these mountains. Or at least, you might be. Oh. Did you feel that? The air just shifted. We don't have much time. I can feel her getting closer. Why are you looking at me like that? Has something changed? Have you figured it out yet? What I am? What brought you to my mountain tonight? They say, when a Kumiho chooses her prey, fate itself conspires to deliver them. Your research, your wandering, even the blood moon tonight. None of it was coincidence. We've arrived. The threshold of my home. Once you step inside, well, the decision becomes irrevocable. So what will it be? Will you follow me into the darkness? Or will you run back to the village, haunted forever by what might have been? Choose carefully. Not everyone gets the luxury of choice when meeting a Kumiho. Come in. The night grows cold and I can offer such warmth. Don't worry, I won't harm you. Unless that's what you secretly desire. Tell me, as a scholar of folklore, do you know what separates those the Kumiho devours from those she spares? It's not virtue or vice, not courage or cowardice. It's understanding, seeing the predator before you and still stepping forward, recognizing the danger and embracing it anyway. So tell me, my curious visitor, now that you see me clearly, what will you choose? The storm approaches. Time grows short. Stay with me in this cave, and I'll show you wonders beyond your imagination. Secrets of the nine-tailed fox that no researcher has ever documented. Or leave now, while you still can, before midnight claims this mountain. Which will it be? Ah, no need to say. I can see the decision in your eyes. A wise choice indeed.